hey, let's look at the next 5 on my TBR. I've already reviewed Breach of Peace by Daniel Green and A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. So we're going to look at the next 5 that I'll be reading. I am a little bit of a slow reader, so I can't necessarily say this is going to be within the month of September or what I'll be reading in the month of October. We're just going to look at the next 5 and then move forward from there. So for this, I've already started reading, as you can see a little bit, about 100 pages in. The Mercy of Gods by James S.A. Corey. This one so far is actually really intriguing. I've heard just hearsay that it's almost kind of like a Daniel in the lion's den, kind of that old story from the Bible, but very far in the future with aliens. So I'm pretty curious to see where this one goes. After that one, going back to Daniel Green's books, we're going to be looking at Rebel's Creed, which it's a little short. It's definitely longer than Breach of Peace, but I'm definitely excited to get into this one as well. If you've watched the review that I had, I was pretty intrigued by the world that Daniel had created, and I definitely want to go and explore more there. Following up Rebel's Creed, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I just put up my review for A Court of Thorns and Roses. It definitely a series that I got, I guess, just into reading the first book. Not my first Sarah Maas series, but kind of coming back to her as an author. She still just impresses me. I'm not the biggest fan of maybe the execution of the story, so to speak, maybe the writing style, but there's enough there for me to just grasp onto and just enjoy the characters and enjoy the world. And really that's why I read, because I want to enjoy. And sometimes I'll read things to learn more, but especially when it comes to fiction, just take me out of this world and let's get lost in something else. And Sarah Maas does a really good job of that with me. After A Court of Mist and Fury, I'm going to go back to an independent author, and his name is A.P. Beswick. I believe that A is for Adam, but he wrote this series that I came across, I think, a year ago, but never actually got into it, called the Levanthria series. And I think it's his take on Robin Hood, that he feels that no one has properly depicted Robin Hood in the way that he thinks it should be. So he went ahead and wrote his own series, and I think that's kind of where the inspiration came from. I'll let you know when I get to my review, but I just love the cover. I love the white. It's with the green. Some of his other covers are like this as well, where it's just very simple, black and white, but with a splash of color. And I also like, because it's independently published, he doesn't have a sleeve. And it just kind of feels like it gives the book itself personality. You know, with some books, you take the sleeve off and it's just black, or maybe just the solid color of any color. But with independent authors, they put the art on the cover itself. And I don't know, I just like that so much better. It gives the book itself its own personality. And you get to kind of take the cover with you, so you can kind of show it off to people. But yeah, A Forest of Vanity and Valor by A.P. Beswick will be after A Court of Mist and Fury. And then I'll be checking this out. And this one I'm going into completely blind. Somewhere in the Deep by Tanvi Burwa. I just liked the cover. Really, that's the only reason I got it. I came across it, I think, on Amazon. I don't know. There's just something about being in the water. You got this scorpion-like tail, maybe a leviathan or something going on there. And we'll see what happens with this one. I believe so far it's a standalone. There wasn't a series assigned to it, at least that I saw online, which is nice because sometimes it's cool to just get lost in a world for one book and then you're done. And you can always go back and revisit it, recommend it to friends, but just, a one-off story that you can enjoy. But those right there are going to be the next 5 books that I read. I'll keep you guys up to date as I continue to go on. Like I said, bit of a slow reader, so I may not always be able to read 5 books within a month. So it's not always going to be a September TBR or an October TBR or a November, December, January TBR. Just looking at the next 5 books I'll be reading, and as always, I will put out a review for them. So let me know what you guys think of this list, and if there's anything else I should add moving forward.